welcome back to a very wet August day. We're back with the 120d, still sorting out this front end. To be fair, looking at it, it should hopefully be easy to bolt and unbolt stuff. Just going to run through what we need to do and what I've got. So just really an update. I've had, just to save some time, obviously not money, but save time so I can get this and my other cars gone and done. I've got him to install a radiator, second-hand radiator, and put back the airbox that was pushed up, so that that saves, I think, the majority of the job. And then all we've got to do is basically just refit the front and sort out bits and bobs that are broken. So now he's done that while I haven't been here. So if we look at what we've got, I know for a fact that this is broken. Well, you can see it's broken. So I've got a new one of these, so I need to get this off and then get to the wheel arch liner so I can replace all of that, because that's fouling the tyre at the moment. I'm not sure if they're slightly bent. They might be. I have to see whether or not they could be, but I'm not sure, because the crease in the middle is exactly the same on either side, so you don't really know about those. Those might be alright. I need to see if the new lower crash bar fits into them. Up the top here, these potentially, I don't know. Again, the crash bar, I'm not really sure if these are, they're pointed in a direction. It might be alright actually, so these might not need replacing, but if they do, then it's a couple of bolts down the side here to get those out. But we need to remove this plastic panel bit here, because this is all completely broken, as you can see, and I need a new one for there. So I'm going to start on that now, and yeah, we might be just that little bit closer to getting this done, because it's been sitting around for a good while now. And it's actually, it had power the other day, and now it's got no power at all. So yeah, don't really know what's really going on there, but let's just get some of this stuff off and see what we're faced with. Just noticed, so I'm having a look at this front panel here, which I'm thinking about replacing, because it looks like it's very difficult to tell whether or not, again, that these things are moulded in their way that they are. But I was looking at this, and I've just noticed that in order to take this off, I was going to have to sort of potentially release the headlight. And then I was looking at the bracket here, and was like wondering how it was working, and I've just noticed that actually, to try and focus in on that, if you can look, the bracket's broken. So then I look, and the other has gone as well. It's not the end of the world, but I do feel there's a bit of movement there, so I probably need to get some new ones. So I need to go online, and that, hopefully, because you can see it's a bolt-on bracket, which is really handy. So I'll get these off, and then I'll try and find some either aftermarket or some replacement ones, but yeah, I don't know how much those are going to cost. So yeah, it's all adding up, isn't it? But otherwise, yeah, then I'll work out what I've got to do. I've got one of these, but yeah, small little things, hopefully though. Okay, so it's another day back on the BMW, and I think I mentioned before about the, well, I'll call it the slam panel, this bit here. I was a bit umming and erring because I think it does its job, but you can kind of see that it's been slightly bent, so I was a bit like, do I swap it out? But the slam panel that I bought, which includes pretty much everything for the front end, it also includes this, so I am going to remove this today, which hopefully I think is just a couple of bolts. I'm going to remove it and then take out the catches, because these are all good. So I just want to remove this top piece here, get this out, and then it technically is going to be pretty much good to go for the whole front going on shortly. So yeah, let's try and get this off. Right, so this is the whole slam panel. As you can see, it's all pretty much all in place, and ideally I just want to be able just to bolt it on, but that's not going to happen. Just like these sort of complex things. I say complex, it's not complex, but it'd just be a whole lot easier if it was just to bolt on. So I think initially I'm going to just take this top of this off, unscrew that, get these off, and then yeah, take it from there, and then I'll come back and work out if we can get the rest of it on without any issues. So right, let's get undoing. Okay, so we're back trying to get the front on. So this is obviously from the new panel. Don't know if you can quite see the difference. You can see where I think this is bent and this one's in a better condition, obviously, but we're going to put this one on and get this one off. I think that's going to be just my task for today. So let's set up the camera. Oh yeah, and I've got some new ones of these which I got from China, so I'm going to put those on as well. So let's get this set up and let's get it on. So the panel's off and we're pretty much left now with no damage to anything at all. Just got to find that air filter, because I don't know what's happened to that. I just need to find that, and I'm umming and erring, and I'll show you, because basically like half of the actual slam panel is actually in place. I know that sounds stupid, but there's bits under here that are all part of, like, if you imagine, as you know, well, your sort of slam panel is like up, along, and then down again. And certainly with the Fiat 500s, it's quite easy. Now, because BMW's got a lot more space, it sort of almost comes in sections. So, so you've got obviously these here, and then sort of behind it, you've got these up here, which are like little tail sections, which is like clipping lights and stuff. So it's all partly there already. So all I've really got to do is potentially just replace some parts. But I'll show you the slam panel, and then you can sort of see what I mean by how I'm going to get it on or what I'm going to actually end up replacing. But yeah, so I'm going to shut the bonnets now and then pop over to my dad's where he's got room for the slam panel, and then I'll show you what I mean. And then we're, I say, slightly there. Need to, this is all broken, need to get that off, but I'm not sure if when I'm gonna do that, if I'm being honest at the moment. And the battery's dead, so when it comes to dead batteries, the window doesn't drop. So when you shut it, if you didn't already know this as a BMW, you actually technically have a bit of issues because it doesn't drop. So you have to sort of push the glass in and flex it a bit and then slam it so it gets in. But yeah, there's no point really doing anything with the battery until everything's sorted on that. So yeah, and as much as I love the sun, and yesterday was like really cool, the sun's really kicked in and it's getting hot already, and I'm sweating away for September. So we put the top panel on. As far as I'm aware, realistically, these shouldn't really have any form of like massive amount of movement. So it should just shut relatively easy. But I will do the shut test shortly. I need to put in new air filter in under here, then clip these all back in so that goes flat, and then I think that's done. I think then we've just literally got the front to go on. So let's get this air filter in. That hopefully will be 2 seconds, and then we can do the slam test, and fingers crossed this shuts without any issues at all. Okay, so that's all clipped into place. It's pretty much good to go. I hate doing this part now because maybe I've just got a bad feeling and bad experience with Fiat 500 bonnets, but we're going to do the shut test, and I hope to God that this drops in nicely. It should do, but yeah, so let's give it a try. I'm very pleased. Shut on the first go, so we don't have to do any more adjustments. And now I can just now start getting the crash bars on and fixing the wheel arch covers, because they connect to the bumper, and we need to put in basically all this plastic like intake and everything that goes in there. So yeah, we're one step closer to getting this finished. It's been a while, but yeah, fingers crossed, we are nearly there. So that concludes today's video. This is going to be a two-parter. Today's Wednesday, so on Saturday morning we'll do part 2, and we'll start getting the front on as well. And once the front's on, then we can start looking at the interior and everything like that. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and subscribe for more on this 1 series. And until next time, see you all later.